Good morning, guys. It's Lady Overlit again, and I figured I would change up my clothes a little bit. I got my Tom Waits shirt on, I got my vest going, and I look like I'm ready to head up to the biker bar in Yaphank, which is an excellent biker bar, not sponsored, by the way. My rave for this morning, since I have nothing else to do at the moment, is, well, I guess it's a couple of things. This morning I was warming up my coffee, and then of course I was going to sit here and drink the coffee, and I couldn't find the coffee after I'd set up. So, is yesterday's coffee grounds for divorce? I see so much of this revenge makeover stuff now. Way back in the day, when women read magazines, and they still do, but when magazines actually had these full-page ads for the candy called AIDS, AIDS, and they showed the fat picture, and they showed the slim picture, and they're like, my husband didn't recognize me when I went to the... I don't think even malls existed, and like, my husband didn't recognize me when I went to the party, because I looked so good. And now people are spending all these thousands of dollars so that someone can look at them, someone who didn't give two shits about them before, will look at them and say, oh, she looks good, I should have stayed. I mean, talk about spite. And then there's this whole honey boo-boo makeover thing. Oh my God, she looks different. Well, yeah, people look different when they lose weight, and they look different when they put something else on, and they look different when they can afford to spend this kind of money. I don't get it. I don't know if I told you, I am the class of 72, and people my age, if they're still even alive, are starting to look bad. The men especially are starting to look really, really bad. And I think I'm going to say it's a sexist thing. It's a guy thing that men who don't have somebody to take care of them really just dress like garbage. I put on some 60s type music here, one of my vinyls. I will give music cred in the description. You see, I'm tilted my head. I think that's killed some of the reflection. So, Sunday morning, and I've already uploaded twice. I really don't know if I'm going to have anything for next week, but I want to talk today about, more today about appearance and women and people buying wigs and people doing the hair. I wasn't always blonde. This is a recent switch for me. But people who, and I think I've discussed this before, insist on putting old photos up of themselves on the Facebook. What was so great about back then? I mean, yes, music was different and you enjoyed it, but one must move on, n'est-ce pas? Not even 3 minutes and I'm finished with my rant. Well, it's early in the day. I hope people are doing things today. It looks better out than it did yesterday. I might head out to the thrift store and see what else is happening there. They have specials usually for the holidays too. We're like on a holiday Monday, everything will be half price, and that's just super. But I really don't need that much stuff anymore. I showed you my haul yesterday, and of course out here on Long Island, the big thing is the Jones Beach air show. I know other places have air shows, and which I do not support. I do not support the war machine, especially grotesque, overpriced. You know what jet fuel costs? Displays of this kind of thing. I mean, this is the kind of hype Americans, especially this time in our history, do not need to have this glorification. And it's funny how people I know who are like, oh, big Beatles, war, peace fans, will run to these shows. I have a friend whose sister their company sponsors a tent, and they're like sitting out there in the middle just watching the glory go by. And this kind of stuff is in my opinion just hypocritical to the max, because it's a show, yeah, but what is it a show of? Do we really need to do this? And we all know that our current president is I noticed I said current president, is really in deep doo-doo with the rest of Europe and most of the world now over this refusal to acknowledge the fact that facts are facts. And you, it's bad. It's bad here, and I was absolutely sick over the election results. But I think that good will prevail. I think the good will prevail. And let's get to the topic at hand, which was yesterday's coffee. This is absolutely foul. It's absolutely foul, and it's got soy milk in it. And what's worse is that it has watered soy milk in it, because I didn't buy any soy milk yesterday. It was I thought too expensive. So I'm drinking this utter garbage. Am I spiting myself here? Am I telling myself, Mrs. Chester, you don't need any more coffee? Oh, and let me show you something else. Let me show you the picture behind me. It's called Morning Ritual. It's a print by, I believe her name is Emily Balavet. She's on Etsy, and she does beautiful women-oriented work. And this is a woman with an old school radio and her cup of coffee. And this is the logo I used on my Facebook page. Oh look, the camera's crooked. Let me put that Demeter box under there again. And if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing the cardamom fragrance. So what am I going to do today? Besides cough on camera, I'm going to finish this. Like I said, maybe go out to the thrift store, maybe go out to not to the beach, but we do have some local parks, so maybe I'll sit there and contemplate some things. And I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Thanks for putting up with the glare.